Everybody, this is your digital Lord and Savior, Sigtal Lord, coming to you live in your ear holes for the GMA Gaming All-Star event. This was paid for by you, our community, when you donated to Team Feeding America. Right now, GMA is partnered with Feeding America, and when we hit the milestone to get this event, I was so excited because I knew how much fun we were going to have having this event. Thank you to everybody that's donated to get us to all of our separate milestones. We've now reached every milestone except for the one at $750, which does pay for the next event to be released early. The information about the event will be released early if we can hit that marker. So if that's something you want, go ahead and donate. If you just want to donate, that's great too. You can hit the D for donate down below. But we're not, tonight we're here for fun. We're here for all-star action. We had a great poll go out. We had lots of people vote. We thank you for everybody that participated in the poll to get our all-stars decided. Let's go ahead and talk about our all-stars. But before we do, I have some all-star casters with me. During the League of Legends segment tonight, these games will be casted by the one and only play-by-play casting by Idle Lights. Idle, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm here per usual.
Well, good stuff, good stuff. And then first time on the desk with us, we have the playing color commentary tonight. We have Clagstrong, a.k.a. Menards. Dude, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, Sig.
Well, let's take a look at these commentators and see what is... sorry. Again, I'm talking out of my head. Let's go ahead.
Please don't look at me. I'm just a voice.
Let's take a look at these teams. Team 1, the first team everyone voted for, is known as Team Ninja. That is Pistol Crab, Jester OG, Gregosaurus Rex, Ravane, and Peach. And then Team 2 are our Desperados. That is Zamifun, Lord of Admirals, Chaosix, Alpha, and Queen Elizabeth. We are thankful for these players agreeing to play with us tonight. But I want to hear your guys' input. Let's start with you, Clag. You're fresh to the desk. Which team you think's walking away with the victory tonight in our best of 3+ quiz show series?
I honestly think it's going to be very close games in all three. All in all, I think Ninja's going to kind of slip away with the W on this one.
Hype? What makes you feel that way? Is it a particular player? Is it the format? What are you feeling?
Just the players. I mean, Peach is just a dominable force in the bot lane. He does really well, as well as Pistol Crab. I had the pleasure of playing with him last week, or rather against him, but he's a force to be reckoned with as well. Not to count out anyone from Desperados. I know Lord of Admirals has a lot of power brought into the jungle. Chaosix, being from a team of my own, I want to hype him up as well a little bit. He does great work. And Queen Elizabeth, another fantastic force in the bot lane. So I think bot lane will see a lot of action overall. I know Jester and Lord, they both like to get in each other's faces. So we'll see a lot of action here tonight. I'm really looking forward to it.
It should be pretty hype matchup in the jungle. That's the one I'm excited for, too. Idle, who you think walking away with the W?
Yeah, I would normally be contrary here, but look, call me biased. You put Crab on a team, I believe in that team. That's just the way these things go. And then they have, my former teammate Ravane, who I'm going to vote for. But same time, you got Zammy and Admiral, who are both just absolute titans up there. So I think it's going to be pretty competitive, but I think players like Crab and Ravane can kind of run away with the game the longer you let it go. So I'd have to give it to Ninja.
All right. Well, I'm definitely riding the Desperado hype train. Zamifun's been standout when he was with White Wolf. Lord of Admirals is going into finals because of his domination in the jungle. Chaosix is more than formidable and plays carry very well. Alpha, probably one of the all-star, I think maybe the all-star ADC in my opinion. This guy's just dominated all Cup. Queen Elizabeth, she subbed across multiple teams, and it didn't matter the team. She put on an all-star performance, so she definitely deserves to be here tonight. I'm riding that hype train. Desperados for life. So, guys, I'm going to say goodbye to you for now. We're going to now head into our brief quiz show for side selection during the first and third game. This is the side selection for the tournament draft and for the blind pick. So, it should be a pretty fun time. Let's get right into it. I'm going to hop over into a separate chat. All right, folks. We're now going to show you these quiz questions. And with these questions, the teams are going to come over into my chat when they have the answer. When both teams get there, we'll alternate. The first team to 5 points wins. And if you get it wrong, the other team can't steal. So when everyone is ready, I'm going to reveal the first question now. In music, the space between one musical pitch and another with double its frequency is called what? And for our viewers out there, we're on the honor system. Our players have agreed to not use any search engines. And don't let them know the answers in chat. Oh, it hasn't transitioned. Justin. What will happen? They're talking it out. We'll have to see if anybody has the answer. Oh,
I'll say we have the answer.
All right, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
We'll give the other team a little bit more time. And if they don't have an answer, we will jump to you. Wait, you're Ninja. You're Ninja anyway. So I don't want you to say it yet. Let's give them another minute.
Okay. Actually, we're Team Naruto, we decided.
Oh, okay.
So.
That's copyrighted?
Oh, just kidding then.
All right.
Well.
Two old friends, now rivals, Peach and Alpha. Now, what do we think? Who's Ninja here?
Me.
All right, you will get the first option to answer because you were Team 1.
Okay. Should I just say it?
Say what you think the answer is.
Okay. Justin, what is octave?
And the answer is an octave. Point goes to Ninja.
Yeah. Period.
All right, let's give you a point.
So now what? Do I go back to my other one?
Yep, go back to your chats.
Too slow, Alpha. What can I say?
We'll get the next ones. Easy peasy.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll see.
Hype. Just 1 second with us, folks. I'm assigning the points. That is a point for Ninja. All right, our next question is an ad. Orphan Black is a sci-fi television series filmed in which country? This would be Desperado's option to answer first. I might have should have looked at a few more elementary questions for our players. This is some next level knowledge stuff. I've watched a few episodes of Orphan Black myself. It's not It's not too terribly. It's not too terribly bad. It's good. It's good. Had a lot of seasons. Good actor. The lead actress was very well. We agree. Next question. All right. This is the only time I'm doing that. Next question. The song Wild Horses was originally released with which American country rock group on their 1970 album Burrito Deluxe? Skip again. Yeah, these are really hard. All right. Not necessarily. Oh, Peach! Peach! That is heartless. It's the last time I'm skipping. Absolute last time. The Alaskan Malamute is a type of what? League trivia. Yeah, like I'm going to give away so many freebies.
Oh,
Oh, you had the answer. I had the answer.
well,
All right, so this would be Desperado. So let's give him a minute to hop in.
all right.
Yo.
Lord of Admirals. The Alaskan Malamute is a type of what?
Can I double up here? Can I answer the previous question and this question?
No, absolutely not.
For honor, you can answer the prior
The
question.
previous question was the Rolling Stones. This is a type of dog, though.
Is that your final answer?
Yes?
It is a dog.
Oh,
Point to Desperado. All right, back to your groups. Our next question with Ninja in the driver's seat. Sinhala and Tamil are official languages of which island nation? Sinhala and Tamil are the official languages of which island nation? Yes, they are probably very good doggos. Very much would pet. We have someone with us. Crab.
Hello.
You are Team Ninja, so you would have the opportunity to answer first. Let's give the opponent a chance to get into the chat.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure they don't know it either.
From the sound of it, you do have a strategy, though. You say you don't know the answer, but you're gonna give me one. You showed up in chat. I'm excited.
Well, Jester has a really educated guess. Oh, hi,
Okay.
Chaosix. Hi.
Chaosix, mid laner. All right. This is Team Ninja's opportunity first. So, Team Ninja, what's the answer?
We're gonna guess Madagascar.
Madagascar, and the answer is
Don't they? If it's wrong, don't they have to?
I'm not looking for whatever it's worth.
no. They would get next question.
Oh,
I see.
understood.
It's not exactly the best format, but I couldn't afford educational software to execute this.
True.
Sri Lanka. I think if I'd have gave everybody like 4 answers, that wouldn't have happened.
We've done it.
All right, so next up, what French pastry is made with choux dough, filled with cream and topped with icing? This is Desperados. I know I changed the format. I didn't give it a lot of thought. Really, I'm just trying to buy some time, to be candid with you. And we needed a way to decide. Yeah, they could steal if I had a different system. I'm really just trying to buy time so our last 2 All-Stars can get here. Just trying to give people the opportunity to participate. But side selection still has to go on. Jester OG is saying we go to 3. Maybe. Let's see if you guys have any knowledge. Maybe these next ones are real easy.
I mean, I'm hoping. All I did was watch the British Bake Off, so let's hope some of that knowledge rubbed off.
Having watched this episode of the British Bake Off, yes, they did say the answer to this in the show. So last one was Desperado. This will be. Wait, no, this one is Desperado.
This one's Desperado.
Yeah, last one was Ninja. So Desperado. What is your answer?
We're gonna go with an eclair.
An eclair is a French pastry made with choux dough and filled with cream and topped with icing. The answer is an eclair. Great job, Desperado. Point to you.
Nice.
All right, y'all hop over, and we will go to the next question. If Ninja get this right, we'll go to we'll go to first to hit 4. That's what we'll go with. If Ninja get this right. All right. The next question. What is the regulation height of a basketball hoop? What is the regulation height for a basketball hoop? All right, so this is Team Ninja, and we do have Peach with us.
Great to be here. Do I just get to say it or do I have to wait?
Go ahead and say it.
10 feet.
10 feet, and that is correct!
Ah,
All right.
Yes, I'm very sporty. Thank you.
All right, point to Ninja, and now with this point, we're just going to play to 4 so we can go ahead and get to playing League of Legends. The next question for Team Desperado. The Battle of Jutland was a naval battle that occurred during which war? I know we have a few history buffs in our Discord, so let's see. I didn't hit cut, that's why. Boom! There we go. Look at those points. It's like magic. The Battle of Jutland was a naval battle that occurred during which war? Desperado to lead. Back to my date. Good luck, good luck. Enjoy your date, Nympharia. Thank you for popping into our All-Star event. Invite your date to the server. Unless it's awkward, then don't. All right, we're going to give you another 2 minutes, and then you need to hop in and give me an answer.
Hello.
All right. Zammy from Team Desperado. What is the answer?
Gonna go with a long shot on World War One.
World War I is the guess. This battle, the Battle of Jutland, was a naval battle that occurred during World War I. Point, Desperado. Yay!
Easy clap. Get out of here.
All right. Let's see if Zammy can play top as well as he can guess World War I battles. Point, Desperado. All right, next question. Team Ninja gets the opportunity here to tie it up at 3. Awarded posthumously in 2001, who is the only U.S. president to have received the Medal of Honor? Awarded posthumously in 2001, who is the only U.S. president to have received the Medal of Honor? Quillet, we want to give everyone time to talk it through. Give us the clear question. Maybe if you guys watch some other British television instead of just the ones about baking, you wouldn't be in these situations.
Hello.
All right. For Team Ninja, we have Crab. Crab, awarded posthumously in 2001, what president received the Medal of Honor?
I'm gonna go with the president that shot bears, Mr. Teddy Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt. Very good answer if I was going to give a guess, so let's see if it's right. Theodore Roosevelt, you tie up the match. Desperado now playing at match point. The soul of quizzes, the Quiz Dragon soul, is available for capture. All they have to do, Desperado, you can't miss this smite. What will happen? How will this end? Oh my god, the pressure. It's mounting. Our potentially last question. Who was the first black baseball player to play in the major leagues? Who was the first black baseball player to play in the major leagues? This is like a I don't want to say home run. That's super cliche. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna sit in here and be disappointed if they don't know the answer. Excuse me.
I'm here to smite.
All right, Lord of Admirals. He's here to smite. Let's see if he gets the quiz soul.
That means he's gonna miss it.
We're getting our first official jungle skirmish here. Lord of Admirals is going for the smite. Crab looking potentially steal. Lord of Admirals, the cooldown's off. We want to know your answer.
Q, auto, Jackie Robinson.
4 side selection in games 1 and 3 of the All-Star Fall event. Moses Fleetwood Walker.
Y'all
Wait,
got
did you hear-
baited by pop culture.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cringe. Alright, bye.
Right.
I would have said Jackie Robinson too. 100% would have said Jackie Robinson. All right. Next question. This is now team. Oh, I didn't give Ninja their last point. Now this is Ninja's chance. You have the opportunity. Your question is, what are baby beavers called? What are baby beavers called? Team Ninja, hop into the chat whenever you're ready.
Hey, Justin.
Peach. What are baby beavers called?
So, I think they're called kits. I swear to God, so I work at a coffee shop that does like a daily trivia thing, and this is definitely one I've seen in our little trivia book thing.
Can you spell, is it K-I-T or K-I-D you're saying?
Kit.
Like Tom?
T for turkey.
Okay, all right.
Ugh,
Peach coming in to support
I'm
his
nervous.
team,
Oh my God.
looking to go at this. The quiz soul. Baby beavers are called kits. Peach, you've
Here.
done it
Period.
with a clean answer. Team Ninja takes side selection on games 1 and 3. Peach, I will give you a moment to check with your team to figure out what your choice is.
Okay, thank you, team. I mean, everyone.
What an exciting first skirmish of these two all-star teams. Getting to see exactly how smart they are off the rift, I think is we can all hold our judgments here. Now I'm seeing a whole bunch of who was the first black baseball player, and we're getting a whole lot of spam. click the link. Oh, it was loading slow, but what an incredible. I would have said. See, I'm hung up on it too. I would have said Jackie Robinson. But that's not what it was. That is not what it was. So now with our team set and side selection going to Team Ninja, I wait for them to pop back in to tell me. Oh, all right. I've seen your message, Peach. Sorry for the dead air, folks. While we wait, and we know that Team Ninja won, let's get an interview. Let's get an interview. If the ADCs in the upcoming matchup, Alpha and Ravane, could please join me in GCFC. I would love to talk to you guys. Alpha, Ravane, thank you so much for joining me. I have a few questions I want to ask, and I really want you guys not to talk to each other, but I want you to talk to me about your teammates. Alpha, looking at the team that you have stacked with you, can you tell me what your expectations are for tonight? Are y'all going to walk away with the W?
I mean, how can we not with Queen Elizabeth on support? I'm excited that I get an upgrade at support finally. So it should be a fun bot lane there against Ravane and Peach.
And Ravane, same question. Talk to me about your team.
I think Peach and I have a lot of synergy, and I think we'll win this bot lane pretty hard.
Big talk out of both of our bot lanes. We are just about ready for this set to begin, folks. I know that looking at these two teams, I would like to ask a very, very important question to Alpha and Ravane. Alpha, if you had to pick one team to play an all-star basketball game with, which one would it be? Would it be your team? Do you think you guys would win in a game of hoops? Or do you think you guys would lose? Do you think your team would lose to the Desperados? Or to the Ninjas?
In basketball?
In basketball.
I'm not 100% sure on everybody's basketball prowess, but if I had to guess, I would say our team. From what I can tell from voices, it sounds like our team has a lot of height on the short ninja team. So I think we'll walk away with the win.
Ninja team losing might have won the quiz question, but Alpha's saying that y'all like what 5'2" with tennis shoes on.
No.
Prove me wrong.
I think. I don't know. Just follow up with that. You just called us short and said you're gonna win.
It's like I think that might be the most PC toxicity that we can accept in this Discord. I don't want anyone to feel attacked if you are short, but man, oh man, what an insult. Well, I'm seeing some people start to pop into the correct chats. So, players, let's go ahead, hop into our correct groups. We're going to get things started setting up the league game. And I never heard from Team Ninja what their side selection was. So, what side are we picking?
Blue side.
Blue side for games 1 and 3. You folks here folks. First. All right. Can you believe the intelligence of these players, or the lack thereof, I should say?
Those were some niche questions.
I think
Definitely was.
we might do another trivia night. I think we've got a lot of good ideas tonight for our Discord. And you guys can join our Discord by hitting the D for Discord down below. Yo, Ravane doesn't know what he's talking about. We want red. Okay. Folks, we're going to go for a live interview with the ninjas. Ninjas, being unable to answer simple questions given a prompt.
No, I was apparently wrong. Apparently, we had a group meeting while I was away from my keyboard in the last 10 seconds. But
So
blue side's fine.
So there was a meeting and a meeting, and now we are going to be blue side for sure, 100%. Correct?
That's what Captain Peach said.
Yeah.
All right, Captain Peach. What motivates your choice to be blue side?
Because I just want to be.
Okay.
He wants to be. You've heard him.
And that's all I have to say.
He wants to be. Folks, we don't need any other reason.
That's our captain right there. That's him. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Showing blue side on the board.
Well, we'll invite you to that game now that we have a for sure answer. All right, guys. So we are going to stay with the blue side for the ninjas. That match is getting ready to start as we create the lobby. Do you guys have anything else to wrap up the trivia portion of our All-Star event tonight?
I think Idol mentioned, and I somewhat agree. Those are some very, very niche questions. But it was fun nonetheless. I enjoyed it. I think we should do it more.
I think it'd be fun.
Maybe some categories. I'd enjoy it more if it was specific categories given.
I will. I'll find a better. I'll find a better tool. I looked on the first page of Google, went through a few of the options, and that one just seemed like the right one.
Yeah. No, it worked out well. I enjoyed it.
Well, once I changed the rules for it to make sense, yeah, it worked great. Well, folks, we are just about ready to hop into this Champ Select. As we go in and we see the benefit of blue side being chosen by Team Ninja, my question would be is what do you do with the blue side pick in this tournament draft mode? Do you guys have any thoughts about these players and what they could be looking for in a blue side selection?
I think it comes down to the bot and top lanes. I think just the overall better visibility. I think as well as just early dragon pressure as well from Peach and Ravane. I know Peach likes to play some pretty aggressive supports, so I think getting that lane pressure, contesting scuttles, and eventually applying that pressure towards securing some early dragons. That's my thought process behind it all.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see.
I spam click the spectate button. Okay. All right. Well, I believe the teams are all set up. We have everybody all here. I'm going to give this casting over to our esteemed casters for the night, and I will talk to you all later. Please enjoy this all-star event. Idle, Clag, take it away.
All right, hope you're ready for the quality to go down the toilet. We're all doomed from here. I don't know. I'm excited to see the Jester Admiral rematch here, though.
Yeah, you have two power junglers.
And we got to see Jester was part of the Phoenix lineup that made Blitzkrieg actually look like humans this split. So I'm interested to see the rematch here.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very good game overall. When Sig was getting her input, just again non-stop skirmishing everywhere. You got very aggressive junglers, two very aggressive bot lanes. Got Chaosix with his assassin mid picks. Again, very aggressive top laners. I'm expecting a lot of bloodshed here.
Yeah, especially knowing Zammy from playing with him. Zammy's going to just be trying to headbutt Crab for the whole lane. I think it should be a lot of fun. Let's see. Alright, they definitely don't want to recreate the Jester Hecarim game. So let's see. They take the Zyra away from Peach, take the Graves away from Admiral. They don't want Kate or Alpha getting the Caitlyn either. And Greg is not allowed to play the child. I like it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be some. Now that the banning phase is over, at least for the first section, I'm interested to see what some of the picks are. I personally have not seen Peach play Yumi. If this is a lock-in here, it isn't actually. All right, I'm having nightmares after last week with the Vayne top, but I enjoy it nonetheless. It'll be a very good counter to any kind of tankiness that the enemy team brings for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and it's definitely one of those champions that Crab will 100% just roll the game with if he even gets slightly ahead. I was wondering if Zami was going to play the Fiora into it, because it kind of nullifies that condemn coming off the Vayne.
For sure. And I believe at least once you hit 6, Fiora gains that bonus movement speed from her ultimate, so that'll definitely allow her to gain some extra kill pressure and stick to the Vayne with all that mobility that Vayne's Tumble brings her.
Yeah, for sure. And Admiral's going for his comfort pick here, taking the Mordekaiser jungle. Not something you really see a ton, but Admiral really seems to get a lot of success out of it.
Yeah, definitely like to. It's interesting to watch. One of the fun things with Mordekaiser is just that passive. You are constantly dealing damage to minion camps and healing off of that, especially with the jungle items being able to heal through everything.
Right.
You can definitely do 2 camps at once, such as the blue and Gromp. And,
Yeah, you can just kind of
also
pull them
doing
together.
Yeah, and then the reds and the red buff and raptors as well. So I think if he utilizes that well, he should definitely make an impact around the map, just with his fast clears for sure.
I'm curious where they're sending the TK.
I think this might be a flex pick here.
So I'm kind of wondering if, as his namesake says, they may be giving the Vayne to Revane here. And that could be Crab on the TK in the top lane. I think they might just be trying to flex it, because they could probably take it mid.
Right.
As we've seen Goon Stomp do.
Yeah, I mean, so far from Team Ninja, like you have a lot of flex picks there. I mean, Vayne, she could certainly play the top lane. She can play in the bot lane as well. Tom Kench, obviously has a lot of prowess in the top lane the past few patches. Again, can definitely flex him as a support pick. Morgana being able to flex into both the jungle and the support roles, possibly even mid. So I think they made some good picks here. They're kind of pulling the sheet over the enemy's eyes there.
Yeah, I think so far it's 3 flex picks for them. I'm not sure if the Akshan's going to go mid or bot lane for insert Desperado. That's their team name.
Right. I believe here, Action, just with the ability to surprise his enemies, probably better utility in the mid lane, I feel like, kind of sticking to what Riot's champion, or their thought of as design was, just to be kind of a solo laner, and just pushing that advantage.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like a marksman with indefinite stealth.
Right. Let's see what Alpha picks up here.
Yeah, so I think that is
Possibly
going to be an
Ash pick.
Akshan mid if he's playing Ash. Now, we are looking at a lot of AD so far from Desperados here. So Mordekaiser, depending on what support they pick, may have to carry the AP damage on their team.
Let's see here. Got an Olaf. I like to see it.
And Mordekaiser definitely doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, between the Morgana Black Shield and the Olaf Ultimate, I think they're really gonna struggle with locking down at least the Olaf, as well as Peach just being able to latch on. I think this will definitely be a first game. I'm definitely speculating here by all means, but I think Ninja has a huge advantage. It's a lot of CC that he's able to cleanse. So
Yeah, I definitely like Ninja's draft, except for the Yumi. Don't like the cat.
I'm hyped for it. It'll be an interesting game for sure.
I don't. Excuse me.
Go
I don't
ahead.
think I've seen Peach play Yumi.
Yeah, exactly. Like my point earlier, I haven't seen him on it. Like he plays a lot of caster, kind of mage supports, those that aren't quite strong enough to solo lane in the mid lane, but still provide a lot of utility and damage in the bot lane.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I definitely think the Vayne Yumi bot is gonna struggle early, just with the sheer amount of poke and slows that both Ashe and Seraphine will bring. So if Alpha and Queen Elizabeth play to their champion strengths, I think they could definitely pull something off here. Get them a easy lead in the bot lane, perhaps maintain some of that prio.
Now, the Yumi does offer interesting roam potential for the Vayne. If you get that movement speed buff, you get the extra AD from it. So knowing Ravane, he might be looking to just kind of shove waves in, go mid to try and get ahead, and possibly get the Morgana out of lane to start impacting the other lanes.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. Like I said, I think they're gonna have a tough time kind of busting into their team there. But I believe if they play their cooldowns right and kind of wait for the Morgana shield, bait out the Olaf ultimate, they definitely have enough damage for it. So
yeah, for sure. Let's see.
kind of picking up on what the chat has here. Got Diva Keen saying the Peaches Yumi is cracked, so that they better be glad.
Yeah, Eternal's saying that it was his pocket pick for the last split, but it never came to fruition.
Right, yeah,
So
let's see.
I'm curious though. I don't know if I've seen Elizabeth play Seraphine yet, but she likes to play things like Swain, so it's not super different.
Right. Yeah, how many weeks ago was that Sig was commenting on both Queen and Wishbone's thoughts on Swain, that they don't enjoy playing him, but he's just good. I don't know if I'm correct in quoting him on that or not, but
I know that's how Wishbone feels about it. She doesn't think he's very fun, but he's very good.
Right. Yeah, well, it's good to see something else in the bot lane for sure. I don't think I've seen a lot of Seraphine here. I know how Peach feels about Seraphine for sure. She did recently receive some nerfs to her kit, so they kind of cut her down a little bit. But
yeah,
I'm not saying she's unplayable. She definitely offers a lot of utility still.
I think it was y'all's. I think Diet Cuba Libre played her a couple times throughout the split. I think it might have been earlier in the split where he played her.
Right.
Let's see.
Sig's feeling it about Nasus. Yeah, I agree. Nasus, definitely a pocket pick that goes unnoticed for sure. So we definitely could have quite the game on our hands. I'm really hoping so. This is game 1 of 3. We have plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree. Although it would have been fun to see Crab take the Nasus here.
Yeah, for sure. Diva Keen's asking who's running the predictions. I'm ready to bet. Unfortunately, I am not. I'm not sure. I don't.
Yeah, that
know.
would be our Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior Sig the Gracious. I like it.
All right, and as is per tradition, we have to take a look at skins, decide who wins in that category. If my 30-year-old computer would load.
Yep.
Oh,
well,
man.
the load-in was definitely there.
There's a lot of money on the screen.
Right.
So I think by default, the Desperados lose because Chaosix didn't spend his money on a skin for Akshan.
Oh, there we go. About to load in here.
Let's see. Now, I'm curious if we'll get if we're gonna get any cheeky invades or anything. I think honestly this Desperado team might look for an invade. Mord's pretty strong level 1, Fiora's got a strong level 1.
Yeah, I think both teams here believe they're both very confident in their early game. I mean, and don't get me wrong, both teams definitely have that. I think they're just gonna both. It looks like they're stacking. So if one gets confident and invades, we'll definitely.
Oh, Jester is leading the charge on the invade into the Desperado blue side. Oh, Admiral's walking over. Admiral does get a ward there. And then the root comes across from Eliza Bear. Now, I'm curious if they're going to just concede this or if they're going to skirmish over it. I think they're just going to concede it and go do their own thing. Look, that's less fun. That's not the violence we need here.
I was gonna say this is All Stars, baby. We need some excitement in our life.
You
That's
don't.
quite all right though. Looks like both bot lanes are going to be leashing their junglers. So, just for my intuitions, I'm definitely feeling probably around a 3-minute mark, 3:30. You're going to see some bloodshed in the top lane when those junglers clash after taking both their buffs. They're probably going to be contesting that scuttle crab and perhaps looking for something top, depending on who has the lane prio.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And I think in a world, Akshan should be able to bully this mid lane early. But I've not seen enough of him in action to really know.
So I can't help but notice the interesting pathing that Jester's taking right now. He went straight from his red buff to his blue buff. Totally admire that. Good for him. I think it would have been a lot better for him if he could if he went to his Raptors and to his Wolves, just because that clear on Olaf with his Q is very strong, and you heal a ton from it. So.
Yeah, because Olaf has the advantage of the more damage he takes, the more he I think he heals himself the lower he gets, correct?
He needs increased attack speed. Yep.
Yeah, there's the healing on the W maybe.
The healing gives him lifesteal for the 6-second duration, gives him a little bit of extra attack speed, and gives him bonus healing. So, I'm interested to see what's going on in the top lane here. It looks like they're stacking up Zammy's stacking up a minion wave. So he's doing the old 2-2 clear super fast and then stack up wave on 3.
I keep freezing a little bit, but we seem to have missed a kill. Apparently someone died in the bot lane, and it never gave me a pop-up or anything about it.
That's very true. I don't know if we're having connection issues or not. Unfortunate. Sorry, cast. Looks like did miss a kill from the Ashe going on to Peach. So again, looks like bot lane was pushing that early poke advantage.
Vayne is doing a fine job of poking out Alpha here with the help of Yuumi. But I just don't think they quite have the damage to overtake Eliza Bear and Alpha right now, with it essentially being a 2v1 with an occasional Q. I'm going to tab out and see why I am having these freezing issues.
So look so far, looking at farm across the board, looks like Zammy is slightly ahead by about 1 minion away with 7 farm. Junglers staying toe to toe. Let's see here. You have Jester about 1 camp ahead. Mid lane looks like Greg. He's actually again about a full minion wave ahead. So you're making up for your top lane being behind in farm with a little bit more gold on the Morgana mid. Bot lane, you're actually seeing, although they got that early
kind of hard on
Ashe.
Zammy in the top lane. They separated. I was hoping for a fight. Oh, this freezing is becoming a very large problem.
Yeah, looks
Crab
like we
might
might be
kill
having a
Zammy
dragon
here.
attempt. We have a lot going on the map right now.
What? We do have a TP coming in from Greg to the forest. Admiral's going in. Admiral is on Jester. Admiral falls low. Jester heals up the smite, takes down Admiral. Chaosic swings in, attacks Jester. Chaosic is going to have to flash out. TK goes in with the W. And I froze during that fight, so I think I might be a little behind.
Looks like Peach did pick up a kill on Chaosix with that Yumi Q.
That's what Yumi does. Takes your gold and just sits on your lap.
The adaptive force that she offers is actually, it's not quite as bad as if other supports were to get the gold. So it's one of those saving graces of her kit.
I played it with someone the other day, and it was like 10 adaptive force at level 1.
I mean, that if you think about it, that's roughly 300, 350 gold worth of stats, depending on if you're AD or AP. So
yeah, it's definitely not a negligible amount. Let's see.
Looks like bot lane is stacking up quite the minion wave here. Depending on how this goes, it looks like Jester might be able to get a gank off on the Seraphine and Ashe. They do not have the Tribush warded. That's definitely something to look out for.
Just a moment, I'm playing around with settings, trying to figure out what's going on here.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, you kind of have the opposite effect here. You have Pistol Crab forming a minion wave, getting ready to shove, crash that into turret.
Yeah,
And it looks like both the junglers, they're matching each other in their pathing. You both have Olaf and Mordekaiser in the bot side of their jungle.
Chaosix is topside, looking for a gank on Crab. He's going to get it off, but I think Crab's just going to W out. Chaosix is staying on him with that grappling hook, but I think Crab is just a little too tanky. Does he have the gray shield? He does.
Alright, so it does look like Crab might be forced to back here, getting off a ward. Chaosix traveling back to the mid wave to catch that wave before it crashes into turret. You have Ashe and Seraphine continuing to push their early advantage, kind of keeping that lane pressure available.
Looks like Admiral might run into Jester. Nope, Jester goes the other way. My game freezes. We're having fun here at GMA today.
I will take note of the items. It does look like Akshan has built a mobility boot, so it looks like Chaosix, he's trying to make himself a little more well-known around the map. Unfortunate side of that is the Morgana does have very sufficient
Chaosix and Admiral are gonna get behind Jester here. Jester goes in on Zami, and I think Jester's just gonna be deleted here, and that's a kill on Zami, which is gonna make this lane a whole lot harder than it needs to be for the Tomkinch.
Yeah, especially with those double buffs going over to Zami there. You definitely not something you want on a Fiora. She's already pretty sticky with her Q, so just adding that additional slow with the red buff and more Qs coming out with the blue mana regeneration and cooldown reduction. Little unfortunate there. Nothing that you can't recover from. Tomkinch does have good sustain and is quite tanky, so.
Bot lane is pretty even right now, minus Ravane being up by about 10 CS, but they do have a wave to farm down there.
It looks like Lord killed Rift, but did not pick up the eye. I don't know if that's just a graphic bug for me, if that's an actual thing.
It's not. Oh, it looks like he let the eye expire. I think he thought he had it, and he in fact did not. That is an unfortunate situation to be in.
Not super unfortunate. I mean, although they don't have that early pressure for taking some extra turret plates and a gold. I mean, Olaf is just as good at soloing objectives, so that's just something off the map that they don't have to worry about for a while here.
For sure. And it looks like Chaosix is getting very heavily poked out by Greg in the mid lane. Greg he's able to drop that little puddle there, and there's not a whole lot Chaosix can do about it right now. It looks like Crab is here in the mid lane to gank Chaosix. He gets in with the W, but Chaosix is just going to grappling hook out.
That's the thing about Akshan. I like to see that out of Chaosix. Once you learn the grappling mechanics of his E, very slippery champion to play against. That's for sure. I think primarily here you're gonna want to land a Morgana binding just to lock him down, and from there it's kind of game over.
Looks like we are going to have a fight at the Dragon Pit. The Ash Arrow goes in, hits Olaf. Olaf goes unstoppable. The Yumi ult comes through from Peach. It looks like Jester is going to take down Alpha here. They use the Blast Cone, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Admiral's still in there, but Admiral doesn't have much of a chance to get out here with Tom Kinch sticking to him as Tom Kinch does. Queen Elizabeth also fell during that fight. Not a good fight to be Desperado.
Yeah, that's about 1,000 gold that they just gave up in terms of lead. They were pretty even up until this point, so nothing they can't recover from. That's for sure. Definitely unfortunate because that's another dragon. So 2 more dragons and Team Ninja has soul. So
yeah, and let's see, how do I pull up gold? Oh, it looks like Peach is in trouble here in the mid lane. Oh, I think Chaosix might be the one in trouble now.
Oh, he manages to flash out.
Why y'all gotta fight when I'm playing with settings? It's very uncool. It looks like my existence for this game is just keeping my time controls pulled up and then fast forwarding. What is your timer at right now?
Mine is at 12:10.
Okay, so we're synced for now.
I briefly was running about a second behind earlier.
Yeah, the freezes are never long, but it'll stutter for a second or so and put me behind. Jester might be caught out here. Admirals and Chaosix are both there. Chaosix gets chunked, but it looks like they're going to kill... Oh, Chaosix goes down to Ravane, and Admiral is going to go down to Jester. That healing got a little out of hand a little quickly there, and the Ash Arrow is going to get Alpha and Elizabeth out.
So it does look like they're pinging the top lane turret. That's a very wise call. Definitely.
Oh, there's a gank on bot lane. Queen Elizabeth is knocked up by the Tom Kinch and will fall to Ravane. Tom Kinch is sticking to Alpha. Alpha has been consumed, and he's going to fall to Crab here. It is not a great day to be Desperados right now. Yeah, we've moved now to a 3.2k gold lead. This is becoming worse and worse for Desperados here, but they still have a chance to stay in this game. Fiora is still doing incredibly well in the top lane. And we've seen Zami hard carry games on this champion before.
Yeah, he's certainly doing a good job. Definitely made use of the time Tom Kent spent away from top lane. There is only a fraction of a plate left on that top lane turret, sitting just below 800 health. Plenty of gold open on the map. Turret plating is about to fall. Definitely going to weaken up those turrets, start to open up some parts of the jungle, and we'll kind of transition in the mid game here.
I'm curious, what do you need to start doing here if you're the Desperado team? What needs to be changed?
Overall, I think top lane with having Zami just splitting right now, that's going to be huge because they have a huge gold lead on Team Ninja right now. So they definitely don't want to engage in those conflicts. They do have the item leads. Like if you're looking at Tom Kench right now, he does have that Bramble Vest. Olaf already has his Gore Drinker at 14 minutes in with his steel plate cap boots. Morgana is leading farm on Akshan by about 25, and then Vayne has 3 kills on her and 4 assists.
Oh, Jester is on Zami right now. Zami blast cones over, gets away from everyone else but Jester. I don't think Jester's going to quite have the damage to dive here. But Admiral is waiting down here in this bot lane. He's having a sip of coffee in the alcove waiting.
He is making very good use of it.
The arrow misses for Alpha, which could have been huge there, but they're going in. They do not have Admirals.
I want to see his Mordekaiser ultimate. They do have the Yuumi off, so when Mordekaiser does ult, he detaches that Yuumi.
And that's just a wipe there. Jester does kill Zammy on the top side of the map. Crab is running down Chaosix. Chaosix has been consumed. I don't think he's going to be able to get out here. There are 3 members of Ninja there.
And that's another kill going on to Jester.
So we traded 2 for 2 here, it looks like. Zammy and Chaosix both fell for Desperados, but Ravane and Peach also both went down on the side of Ninjas here.
Right. It does look like Team Ninja might be picking up their 3rd dragon here. Looks like Alpha was forced to back with his low HP. Queen Elizabeth not quite strong enough, I believe, to take on both the Tom Kench and Olaf by herself.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reasonable way the Desperados takes this, but you never know. Admiral
There is a
could
TP coming in from Fiora.
Okay,
Looks
they
like Team
engage
Ninja
on
is
Pistol
matching
Crab.
TP.
Crab goes pretty low, but he still has the gray health here. Admirals falls very quickly to the vein damage. And I think it's just going to be cleaned up for here. They on Chaosix. Chaosix going to fall really low and go down. Elizabeth is going to be instantly killed. Zammy gets blown up by Ravane.
And that was 4 kills going on to Team Ninja right now.
They traded 4 for 0, and the dragon went the way of Ninja. I think that if you're Desperado right now, you just need to kind of farm up and hope that you can rally for this next dragon.
Yeah, it looks like they might be picking up a mid turret here.
Mid turret is going to fall to Peach and Greg. While it would seem that Tom Kinch and Jester are going to go for the second Rift Herald, maybe they'll pick this one up. I would like to see Shelly get to spend some time on the Rift. Admirals is going to get CC'd here. The Alpha throws his arrow just a little too far to the side. Peach is going to use the ultimate here to try and secure Admiral. Admiral is stuck in that miss.
Is he down? Greg
Admiral is
down.
going to fall to the cat and the witch. I like it. Witch, fallen angel, I don't know. She's something with spells.
I'd say both are accurate in your description there. So you did good, Idol.
Okay, there's 2 of them on Zammy here. Looks like Crab and Jester are going to dive Zammy here. Greg and Peach have just showed up. I don't think Zammy's going to be able to get out of this. Morgana does burn the ultimate here. Zammy is maybe safe. I think they're just going to dive and take the kill here, and they do. And Ravane takes the bot turret. Ravane is in a duel with Alpha. Ravane and Alpha are going to trade in this bot lane fight. And I think this top turret's going to fall with a little bit of help from the crustacean.
I believe that Team Ninja might be able to push for 2, possibly even 3 turrets here. There are 2 members of Team Desperados down at the moment. Still have about another 5 seconds on their death timer.
I think Elizabeth is going to try to hold, but I don't know. I don't think she can do a whole lot here against this siege. Zammy is there, but they're going to very quickly lose the turret. Alpha's here. They do land big CC coming across from the Seraphine here. Zammy is very deep right now, and I think they're just going to walk away. Zammy's still going. Crab is going to W out. Here comes the ult from Peach. Oh, man. Zammy's taken very low. Alpha's taken very low. It looks like they're all just going to disengage here. Nobody dies. Lots of ults were burned. Feelings were hurt. And I think Admirals is just content with whacking this bot turret.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a little bit of downtime. Both teams are kind of regrouping, clearing some jungle camps, what have you. Just a quick recap. Looks like they were able to pick up 3 turrets in the top lane there with that single Herald. That's going to be huge for Team Ninja, just due to the fact that we're at almost 20 minutes in the game, so Baron will be spawning in the next 20 seconds here. It'll be interesting. Neither team has a lot of ward coverage on the map over in that side, so I think we'll see something break out here in the next minute or two, just kind of contesting that vision for sure.
Yeah, especially when you have Shelly like that. Olaf is very good at pushing turrets, so you give him the backup of having other players. Admirals is going to go on Ravane here. Ravane is just going to blow up Admiral inside of his own ult, it looks like. But he might drop to Zammy here. Ravane is just pumping out damage. TK shows up and foils the party. Zammy is going to go down. Ravane is now even more of a monster.
Yeah, that was
I-
definitely. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here
Oh,
with me.
Seraphine
Kind
was
of move
going
there.
to fall in the mid lane to Greg and Yumi. The Morgana Yumi combo is a little dangerous. They're doing a lot of damage. I think Ravain's just going to hit this turret here. Chaosix does get caught by the Tom Kench Q, but he uses that handy little grappling hook to get on out of there. It looks like he decides to go back in. Crab is on him, but Chaosix does a good job of dodging that Q. Zammy is there, but I don't think they're going to be able to make anything happen right now. There's currently a 10.1 nearly K gold lead. And that is no small amount. I think we're going to see Soul here for the Ninja team.
Yeah, I'd hate to say it. I do believe this game is pretty well shut out, unless a miracle does happen with just a huge team fight coming down and Team Desperados being able to pick up a lot of kills.
I think really the only win condition here, I'm not going to say the only, there's always player's chance, but I think what needs to happen for Desperado is they win a team fight and they just immediately snatch the Baron afterwards. And even then, I'm not sure if that would be enough. But there is a lot of shutdown gold to be had from killing this team. Fight is, Pistol Crab is in there. Admiral does get CC'd though. Alpha goes down. Admiral is trying to run down Greg here. Greg flashes over the wall. Zammy goes down to Ravain, and it looks like Admirals is also going to fall to Ravain here. And Chaosix is just gonna pull out his little prayer book and quietly back in the tri-brush. And I think we might just see this one be closed out here. There isn't a whole lot Chaosix can do on his own. Alpha is up, but Chaosix gets CC'd here. He might die here. He's eaten by the TK, and Jester is just waiting to wail on him. And I think that is going to be the ending to game one. Oh, Admirals is coming in here aggressively. We saw the Seraphine ult come through. The Yumi healing on top of the healing from Olaf is just too much. Jester does go down, though. That's a pretty big shutdown. Ravain is on Zammy. Zammy is hunting the kill on Greg instead of turning around and fighting Ravain. And I think the Demon Catfish might just close out this game. And that's it. That is the end of game one and our draft set of the night. And somehow Zammy died to Ravain after the victory screen. That was a much shorter game than I anticipated, I'll be frank with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Team Ninja there, they definitely pushed their advantage once they got it. Kind of take a look at some of the stats here. Not a single death falling on the Morgana or Tom Kench that game. Huge vein damage coming out with almost 20,000.
Yeah, Vayne did just absolute numbers that game. And Jester came across for 15k too. Like Jester and Ravain really showed up that game. Greg did a great job, hit just about every binding I saw him throw. And Crab was just an immovable wall for most of that game. Let's pull this back up. Hold on, Twitch chat. I'm coming. I had to kill Twitch to try and save my client. Now let's see. I think next we're going to have our ARAM game.
But with this ARAM game, are we it is truly all random, correct? I'm loving it.
Oh man, this Desperado draft really kind of making my brain hurt here. I say draft, their assignment. A lot of damage, little survivability. I like it. And then you have a pretty neutral team comp over here for the ninjas. They do have a lot of damage. They have some frontline on the Mordekaiser. They have hyperscaling jacks, and they have Ivern to throw some bushes or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'd say Desperados. They definitely have a lot of poke on their side and gives them that early game advantage. Overall, you're gonna late game. I hate to say it, but I think Team Ninja might have it in the bag if it goes late.
Oh yeah, they have the Jax and the Yone and the Zoe, who just at all points of the game kind of slips you a little something to go to sleep and then sends you to the afterlife.
Right. I'd like to have confidence in just the what the league gods have given Team Desperado. It's just super unfortunate. You have two heavily auto attack based champions like Kale and Kog'Maw going into a Jax, as well as just the Mordekaiser being able to single out. I mean, they're all very squishy champions. Mordekaiser's able to dish out a ton of damage while still being kind of that having that juggernaut play style.
Yeah, I agree. Now it is interesting though. Of maybe Mordekaiser's not going to have a great time into the Lilia, as her favorite thing to do is to burn slightly tankier targets to death. And the early game isn't incredible coming across from the ninja roster here. So maybe if by some miracle of our Lord and Savior brought down to earth here, they can get to the level 16 power spike for Kale, they can make something happen. Or maybe Zammy just turns on faker mode, kills everyone on the Zed, it's all over.
I'd truly like to see that. Seeing Zed mechanical outplays are just I personally enjoy that.
If he doesn't have the cleanse, I'm reporting him. You gotta have the cleanse.
I'm waiting for 5 cleanses to come out in the once we're
Oh
loaded in
no.
here.
Everybody just has snowball cleanse.
Kind of looking at the chat here, it looks lost in select. Got Lilia. Lilia, again, yeah, you brought it up earlier, Idol. I mean, you raised a valid point that I didn't really think of. She does do a lot of burn damage. If she manages to get like Leandries as well as Demonic Embrace and perhaps a Morellonomicon just to prevent the healing from that team, I think
Yeah,
that might keep them in the game just so they don't heal up between skirmishes.
Yeah, and she also, for whatever reason, deals true damage on her Q, which lets her be even more effective against the tankier targets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a toss up. Again, like I said, I think the Jax and the sheer engage that Team Ninja might have. I mean, you see the Ivern throw the E onto the Jax for the shield and uh, later detonate for that AoE slow and damage. And then Jax just being able to follow up with an easy counter strike to stun multiple champions. That's gonna think they scale a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this could be a wombo combo here, but picture this. Zed dives in, gets a KLR. You can't blow him up, but he can blow you up.
I mean, if we're talking wombos, you might as well throw the Oriana ball and ultimate on top of it.
See, that's even better. Zed gets to hit everyone with the triple shuriken.
Right, yeah.
Alright, Skin War is automatically won by our team Desperado here. Doesn't get better than BMaw.
That is a very cute skin, I agree.
He's vibing, he's got his honey. I don't know what else you need out of life.
I do request that you, if / when he dies, you got to look at his dead corpse because his eyes do go a little silly.
Oh no.
I don't know if it's a bug with Riot, but we'll wait and see for it.
Well, of course it's a bug. He's a bee.
All right.
You know what they say, don't look directly at the bugs. Oh, an early root from Ivern there. Alright, looks like nobody wants to stay. Oh, the freezing. Oh, we're having fun today.
Yeah, I think I was playing earlier today with some people, and they were mentioning that they were having a lot of issues on Summoner's Rift. So I don't know if Riot is just having server issues or.
Crab is going hard in the paint here. We're going to see a flash out here. Okay, character whose name I can't remember. Zammy is asleep. Couldn't see names, couldn't remember who was on who. Casting 10 out of 10.
I was gonna say it's kind of the disservice that ARAM gives you is that when something breaks out, it's usually just a massive 5v5.
It's just anarchy 24/7. Alright, Zammy is out here missing cues like a professional. I like it. Beemaw is throwing the honey. I like it. I think this is just going to be a battle of missed skill shots.
Right. In between waves here, I'm going to quick comment on the item builds. It does look like everyone's kind of going the standard for their champion. No like off-meta stuff here. Kog'Maw does look like he's going to be going kind of that ADC type character.
It is interesting to see Kog'Maw go AD, though. Because I feel like usually in ARAM you see Kog'Maw go AP. Jax is going to get first blood here. I'm behind. Jax might fall here. Lord of Admirals is right behind him on the KO. I don't know if he's going to get the E or the Q in time. He doesn't need it. He's just going to walk up and donk him in the back of the head, and then he's going to fall to the turret. But it looks like that kill did go over to Chaosix.
They're doing what they need to do. They're getting that early game damage on the enemy team, and then they're getting the gold on the KO as well. So they might have a chance here. Not totally ruling them out.
I do love seeing Kale's melee auto attacks. It reminds me of those. You ever go to like a sports game? You got the little clappy sticks.
Yes.
That's exactly what Kale auto attacks remind me of. And especially once she just starts slapping her swords together. She's got team spirit out the wazoo.
Looks like Team Ninja is picking up their inner relic here.
I think they're going to take the outer one here too. That is a sleep bubble coming across from Greg. Alpha's going to go in. Jester's here just kind of walking at him with the passive going off. Chaosix is running in and out. Chaosix is in the death realm, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
Looks like
Chaosix
he
will be
does make
taking
it
low.
out. Ooh, big Orianna ult actually hitting 3 enemy members of Team Ninja.
Crab's going to go in on Yone. Crab's going to get quite a few knockups here. But it doesn't look like he's going to get a ton out of the ultimate there, aside from picking up the Orianna kill. Zammy does go in, sets Greg on fire, kills Greg with the death mark.
Team Desperado's picking up their inner relic right now. Heal it up. There are quite a few members of Team Ninja low. I mean, Princess Peach and both Jester are looking sub 400 HP. Definitely easily killable with his.
Oh, Ravain's going to go in hard in the paint here with the counter-strike. The ult is going to come on to Zammy. Ravain is going to pay dearly for his trespasses. Oh, and then Zed's going to get put to sleep and then blown up by the Mordekaiser. Very high octane. I like it, as we expect from ARAM. And it looks like Alpha is going to fall to Greg here. Chaosix is going to fall to Greg here as well. The Zoe getting fed is not something you want to see. And Peach just gets absolutely obliterated. Good old Kog'Maw execute. I like it. The snowball does hit Queen Eliza Bear here. It looks like Ravain's going to take it and get the kill. He's going to jump out. Greg is taken pretty low here. Looks like Zammy's going to take it. Takes Greg down. Jester did not have his shield available, so he is also going to fall there. Ravain's taken pretty low, but looks like Pistol Crab's taking the opportunity to go in while he can. Admiral may make it through here. Admiral does not. Admiral is dead to the Ignite. Zammy is definitely performing on the Zed. Now I know that Peach is doing things like hitting roots and giving shields, but I think that if you're I think that if you're this Desperado team, you kind of wanted something a little more not Ivern here, or Ninja team, excuse me.
Yeah, I believe. I think Ivern still offers a good amount of utility. Don't get me wrong, but ooh, it was a 4-man knockup coming out of Pistol Crab.
Come on, quiet. I need you to stop.
Another kill coming out on a Ravane here. Quite a few members of Team Desperado brought low. Another champion falls down. Sammy low. Chaos X does ult. They will pick up a kill here on Ravane. Pistol Crab kind of caught in a tough place, but Peach does bring out the shield for him as well.
Excuse me, I'm having to play with settings as my computer's having a bad day.
I will comment, Zoe on ARAM. Greg must be having the time of his life with all the summoner spells he's picking up right now.
Man, I can't stand with dealing with Zoe in a Summoner's Rift, much less an ARAM.
It's like Greg is picking up their inner relic.
I think Pistol Crab's going in. He gets a bit of damage in, but then he gets absolutely nuked by the Orianna.
Orianna did ult there. It was just a one-man on Ravane. Was able to get it out successfully.
Greg is going to eat a bunch of damage. Greg does fall to Zammy here after a very ill-advised ult in. I enjoy watching Peach be slowed for about 6 weeks after eating the bowling ball from Lilia.
It truly does do quite a bit of damage as well.
I don't know. This still kind of makes sense to me. I can't say too much. I'd be walking pretty slowly, too, if a bowling ball hit me in the back of the knees. Oh, Jester is going to pull Admirals into the Shadow Realm. He snowballs onto him. He is putting off mad damage onto Admiral there.
Ultimate does come out from Kale. Jester does
It was
get caught out,
unfortunately
though,
not enough.
coming out from the Shadow Realm.
Jester and Peach both fall there. It looks like Ravain's going to fall, too. I would like to welcome everyone to our How to Throw a Lead 101 class. Greg is going to burn his stopwatch there. Call your congressman. It's a little overpowered. The momentum is slowly shifting back, despite being lower on kills. The Desperado team has a gold advantage right now.
Doesn't look like they'll be able to
little.
get all that much damage off. Oh my goodness.
Man, that was a big engage from Crab, but they just weren't able to get the damage across, and then Zammy managed to go in and delete Greg. Jester is put to sleep. Jester is taking incredible damage. He's going to fall. Now, Ravane walks up, but I think he's just... Oh, I thought he was just going to walk out, but he's kind of hovering around getting hit by Kog'Maw abilities.
Looking at the gold now, Team Desperado actually is ahead by about 800 gold.
Oh, Ravain's going to get hit by the Orianna ult. Wait, was that an Orianna ult? No, I guess not. I'm becoming senile in my old age, it would seem.
Team Desperado picking up their inner relic. Might attempt to
Ravain's
out
taken
early.
very low, but he does get out. Daisy is going to come to the aid of the fight, but I'm not sure what she can do. Peach is just eating damage here. Snowball comes across for Zammy, but Zammy's going to walk away here. Jester is sticking to him. Zammy does pick up the kill on Peach, but he's going to try and take Crab down with him. It's just not going to be enough damage coming across.
That is unfortunate. He was in position to hit a triple Q on Crab, but
Yeah, I think it was still barely on cooldown. Oh, is Ravain going to die to that? Ravain has fallen to the Kog'Maw passive. You love to see it.
Look at those Kog'Maw eyes now for me real quick. I know I mentioned it earlier.
Oh my lord!
Got the googly eyes.
He looking like he's seen some stuff in his day. Jester is gonna go in and kill Chaosix here. Jester is taken very low. Admiral's take down Greg here, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Admiral's gonna fall. Greg is going to take down Oriana. Jester. The senility is getting worse.
So what happens as the night goes on?
It does. It is all of 8:30, and me in my old age, this is bedtime.
Looks like they do have a 3-stack in the Iron Brush here.
I'm sure no one will ever suspect that. Where's Ringar when you need him? Oh, Crab is going very aggro, and he makes my game freeze. What a gentleman.
Ooh, heal is coming out from Eliza Bear there.
Kog'Maw's a great champion. Everyone has all these weapons, these gadgets, these guns, pets. Kog'Maw just vomits. Like, Kog'Maw has...
Sleep does come down.
Oh, Crab's gonna ult in.
Paddle Star did not land. Pistol Crab is going in there. Does unfortunately fall to Zammy. Looks like a couple members from Desperado and a member from Ninjas are falling low.
Daisy's going in for the 1v2. Daisy's gonna fall. Looks like Ravain's in there. Ravain is absolutely melting and then proceeds to get absolutely melted. Jester's pretty low. If Chaosix goes bowling here, he may fall. Oh, Zammy is going to absolutely nuke him. And Peach is trying to fight Zammy here. He does have the backup of the turret. Pistol Crab is almost there. And Zammy's going to fall. Peach almost solo killed him there. He really didn't have any abilities to back it up. Flash Q misses from Peach. They are going in hard on Admirals here. Admiral does have to return to home. But their turret is not feeling too hot right now.
Yeah, that does kind of come with the advantage of having 3 ranged champions versus the 2 coming out of Team Ninja.
Alpha is taken very low by that quick little initiation from Crab there. But Crab's not exactly healthy himself right now. Kind of got a battle of the crippled and the wounded going on here. Peach is barely hanging on. But it looks like they are going to have access to their outer relic to get Peach kind of topped off on health there a little bit. It looks like they're going to go in. Eliza Bear is immediately deleted. Ravain is taken very low. Crab's going to go down here. The Kale is going to go at Greg here. Greg is going to get off a ton of damage. Zammy is just absolutely melting people right now. You love to see the snowball kill. Oh, Peach is taken pretty low. Oh my lord, Zammy is just...
having the time of his life, it looks like.
That was some damage. Like, how much health did Peach have there when he died to the snowball? Like, he was at like a quarter.
Yeah,
but he got hit by the Dark Harvest Collector.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of execute potential coming across from Zammy there.
Right.
Oh, Ravain is going to take Zammy down, though. Oh, Crab is there to right-click to take the kill away from him. And he's also going to take down Lilia in the process.
It does look like Zammy built Serpent's Fang. think that's gonna be huge for him, just due
Oh,
to the
yeah.
fact that they have Yone with the Bloodthirster, you have a Mordekaiser, and you have an Ivern. So
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be huge.
it's a right call on his part.
Oh, Crab eliminates the robot lady from the game. I like it. There will be
I think
no
they may be able
volleyball
to pick
here.
up a turret here.
So it's now 1 turret to 2 with turret favor going onto the blue side. Thank you for freezing game. That's really appreciated. Crab is going to just absolutely melt Admirals. Now, can I see Admiral's level even though he's dead? That'd be pretty fun. Oh, it looks like Ravain's going to go in. Jester is going to kill Chaosix here. Ravain's pretty deep, but Zammy's just there to burst him. Zammy himself gets bursted, finished off by Jester. Jester's walking up. Crab's going to blow up Eliza Bear, and it looks like taking out Alpha is just a formality here. Peach is having a weird conversation with the turret back there, though.
Looks like they are able to survive. They are brought rather low. Don't really have a way of healing back up.
Here's what we need to see. Admiral hit 16 and kill them all. That's what Kale does. It looks like this game might just end here. I think we're going to see a solid 2-0 in games come across for...
Kale is doing Kale things.
Not. Kale has not hit 16, but she's doing Kale things. Crab is going to fall here, but Admiral's also almost falls.
This is very exciting to see. We might have an actual game on our hands now.
Oh, it's 33 to 33, only a 500 gold difference. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Ravain is here. I don't know if he can 2v1 them with a level 16 Kale, though. He's going to opt to back off. Inhibitor will fall, so now we're going to have a duel of super minions in the lane. And Ravain does now have backup in the form of the Cosmic Child and Peach. And it looks like everyone's up. We may have a proper 5v5 here. Everyone's relatively healthy. Mana bars look good. Jester is poked out a little bit, though. Snowball does miss coming from Jester. Crab looked like he wanted to go there, but couldn't quite get in range. Sammy does have his spell shield up, and Peach takes it away from him right as I say that. And that Q was on its way to Summoner's Rift. But it looks like Chaosix is going to go in hard here. He's going to stopwatch. There's a fight breaking out in the back line, though. Thank you, camera. Please take me back. Jester's taken very, very low. He does stopwatch, and Jester's going to fall to Zammy here. Oh, Admiral may just fall to a Pistol Crab here.
So it has turned into a 3v4.
The
Team
flash
Desperados
from
is on retreat.
Ravain doesn't net him anything. I think he was hoping to be in range for the Q. Or the W, or whichever one goes hippity-hoppity, your life's my property. Oh, he is going to land on Eliza Bear. He's going to barely take her down. Pistol Crab's going to come in to clean up. And it looks like Ravain's going to eat a very large amount of damage from Zammy, and then Zammy's going to teleport away. But Zammy is currently his team's last line of defense for another few seconds. Admiral is up, but I don't know if they can even 2v1 Crab right now.
Greg did pick up Azonias, so he does have that available for the Zed.
Oh, Zammy's going to have to flash away from Crab here. So he takes a ton of damage and no longer has access to that. The Sleepy Bubble is going to come across and catch Admiral. He is caught by the Mordekaiser stun. He ults and starts walking in. It looks like he's going to try and pepper some damage. Oh, Crab is just going to absolutely annihilate Zammy. Big auto damage coming across from Greg with the passive on top of the ult. He doesn't even have a Lich Bane, and that still did like a quarter of the man's health. The bowling ball does hit Jester, but I don't think we're going to see a Lilia ult off just the one. I'm not sure what your game plan here is aside from Chaosix getting in there and hitting a giant ultimate right now. This Crab is just an absolute monster right now.
If I am correct, their blue inhibitor should respawn soon.
Oh, it looks like Chaosix is going to go in. Chaosix hits the big
It's a
3-man
four-man
ultimate.
sweep.
Jester is 1 health and in his stasis. Crab is still alive, though. That's the problem here. They're going to take down Ravane, I think, but Crab is alive. And I don't know what they can do here. Oh, Crab is going to go in really hard here. Crab is going to absolutely blow up Alpha. Going to put a lot of damage onto Queen Elizabeth. He's coming back to help deal with Chaosix. And I think we're going to see this one closed out.
That is game 2. Desperados do fall to Team Ninja.
That was an exciting one. That one was very back and forth for as long as it lasted.
Let's see here. Riot's client doesn't want me to leave the game.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing to me. Can I leave? I'll click exit game. Don't tempt me. I think I might know what's going on here with my freezing. For whatever reason, League is keeping the client open. Close client during game always. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. Kick all of their mains and play their hearts out.
Yeah, I certainly would like to see both teams playing their comfort picks. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Huge things coming out. I mean, Ravane was able to get his Vayne pick in game 1, and Peach with the Yubi, so on. But overall, I think this is Team Desperado's time to come back and kind of redeem themselves after past 2 games.
Oh, hang on. I got you, boss. Don't worry. There you go. Bro, I have these old man reflexes with a mouse.
It already had most of the signature champions for these players. So I'm wondering what they pull out in the blind pick. It looks like they probably are ready to go.
See if we can get some R's in here. Okay. Good to know Menards is ready.
Always.
And Chad is kind of dead. Y'all are breaking my heart in here.
Kind of surprised. It's 10 seconds in and no one has sprinted to their mains yet. Oh, here we are.
Greg hovering the Vlad. It's a classic. I love it. It wouldn't be Greg if he didn't hover the Vlad. Looks like Crab's looking at the set. Admiral is looking at the Man-Bear Pig. I like it. Chaosix on the Akali. These are interesting team comps. Nunu mid coming across from Greg. I like it. I'm being told they were saving their energy from ARAM for this. Well, look, you could have watched the ARAM, had a Snickers, moved on to the next one. It isn't a complicated thing.
Ravane still hasn't hovered a pick yet.
Admiral is the first to lock in, and he does in fact lock in the shape-shifting man himself, Udyr. And then we see the Xerath Lux lock in for Alpha and Queen Elizabeth bot lane. Double mage. I hate it. We need a sanction. Let me out. Oh, these are interesting. Greg gets the Annie. Crab is gonna get the set. Jesters on Graves. Ravane on Vayne. Who'd have thought? And Peach coming along with the banana carry herself, Soraka. And Zammy's on the Lee Sin top, which I've played a lot with Zammy, and I haven't seen him play that before. So I'm interested to see how he's going to do on that. What do you think? Looking at the teams, which team you favor in here?
It's hard to say. I mean, I kind of want Desperados to win this one, just so it's not a complete wipe. I think overall team fighting, you're probably in favor of Ninja for sure. But I believe if they're playing their split game or if they're just playing for picks, Team Desperado definitely has a real chance here. Especially, I mean, Hullbreaker, I believe, is still a super strong item, super underrated. Realistically, if Lord of Admirals just plays his card right, stays on the right side of the map and just split pushes, definitely feasible for him to do that.
Yeah, I definitely think that the team fighting here favors Team Ninja a lot. There's not a very tanky front line outside of the Udyr for this Desperado lineup. Because I'm sure I think Udyr still builds tank. Excuse me.
I couldn't tell you. Udi remains a mystery to me. I know his basic abilities and that he runs fast. That's about it.
I think he's like my second or third most played champion, but I don't play League anymore, so take that as you will.
We'll have to get Trick2G in here to give us some insight onto Udyr. That's for sure.
There you go. I know when I still played a lot last, he was doing the build where you like max the Phoenix and rush to Lichbane.
Oh, just AP.
Yeah, I think you built like full tank after that too. Like you built Sunfire Cape, Lichbane, and then like a Dead Man's, and you still just half hit people with your R.
Yeah, I can
and
only
then
imagine.
And then they nerfed it. And which I never thought I'd see the day where Udyr R got nerfed. But it was quite the day.
Was that a while back when you had the jungle item with the mage enchantment that had the mini Ludens effect?
No, this was during this season, like at the very beginning of it. I want to say.
Oh, really? Okay.
They gave him like a small buff to his R that just ended up being a little too strong.
Always how it works. Riot being the small indie company that they are.
Yeah, and granted, I don't think anybody saw that coming because Udyr, you really didn't even care about his R before that. And then it got to where you just never put points into your turtle stance and just maxed your R. Now, let's see. And he was bringing like phase rush so he could just breeze on back to your back line. Or no, you didn't build Sunfire, you built Kim Tank. That's the one that makes you fast. He might be going this AP build. He does have the phase rush. I am interested to see what he's gonna do. And let's see if I figured out the contest. Yeah, I loaded in so quickly. I don't even know who's got what. What is that? Darkstar Xerath.
Party Lee Sin.
Oh no, I still have the freezing. Are they just gonna?
Ooh, they are getting some early damage on Greg. Doesn't look like it's anything they can capitalize on though.
Yeah, they are gonna force Greg to back. it's really not going to change anything in the low bands, which does put this Desperado team ahead. Let's see. It looks like we're gonna have pretty normal clears. Well, Jester's gonna start his red, it looks like. And Man Bear Pig is gonna start his blue. Now, is it going to let me flip them on the scoreboard? It will. Good. My pea brain can't handle having to think about other lanes from where they are not.
So Admirals is soloing his blue buff at the moment.
Looks like both junglers are going to go leashless and solo their camps. I would think that the Graves clear is going to be a little bit healthier, as he kind of just gets to shove the red buff away with every auto attack, but Admirals comes out of there about half health, and he's going to get some of that back off the Grom. Oh, these freezes are just unfun.
Yeah, as of right now, it doesn't seem like a crazy amount of brawling is going on throughout the map quite yet.
Yeah, I don't think the odds look very good if big fights break out in this top lane. Oh, it looks like Pistol Crab is gonna go in on Zammy. He's gonna take about half his health. Zammy's gonna queue in, and then immediately walk away. The blind monk has turned a blind eye to the violence. Now, Greg is sitting on his stun, which is going to make him a pretty difficult target for these ganks. And it looks like for the time being, this bot lane's just kind of a handshake.
Ooh, Chaos X does go in on Greg. Getting some good damage off, that's for sure.
Oh, Zammy's going to go in on Pistol Crab. Zammy has to flash away. Definitely don't think you want to go in on the level 3 set as a level 2 Lee Sin. There is a Man Bear Pig down in bot lane. He's going to run at Ravane. Ravane has to flash away. I don't think there's a condemn available. Peach is going to fall.
The first blood falls over to Admirals.
That was very unfortunate that Ravane did not have access to his condemn there.
Yeah.
As he was only level 2.
I'm not too sure what was happening. It did look like he immediately cleared off a ward from blue side in the river bush, but I don't know if they just didn't notice the Udyr there or what the story behind that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening there either. I think there had to have been some kind of miscommunication.
It's like Zammy was forced to recall. It is burning his TP to get back into lane.
Yeah, Zammy was dropped very low there. It looked like he probably only had about -3 health. Yeah, this is not a very fun lane to be the Lee Sin in, I think. Greg is going to put some good damage on Chaos X. Chaos X is going to go in. He is going to level up as he goes in, but I don't think he's going to be able to get a kill here. And Zammy is very surely falling behind on farm. I love watching Set just blow up a whole wave with a W.
So it looks like Dragon will be spawning here soon. Jester attempting a gank in the bot lane.
Jester lost the Vision Ward there and ate a couple of spells for it. Looks like Chaos 6 is going to take his first back for the game. Well, I'm going to keep taking yawns, apparently. Jester is there, but I think that this Desperado bot lane is a little wise to it.
Like Jester might be attempting to start the dragon here. Admirals is capitalizing on this by taking his top side jungle camps.
Yeah, it looks like Jester's taken pretty low by this. He's oh, he had to early smite it. Not a huge fan of that, but I think that they still secure this anyway. Oh. Yeah, it looks like he is gonna get this. Probably gonna have to eat some fruit gushers right afterwards, or he's just gonna opt to back.
I really would have liked to see Chaosix go in there. Granted, he probably hadn't known that Jester
I don't
had to
think they
smite early
had
for the
vision
extra
on
health.
it.
He did land the
No.
shuriken on the dragon. It does grant vision.
Does it grant vision around it or just on the dragon?
Just the dragon, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't think he quite knew how low Jester got taken. Beach is getting a little poked out by this double rage volley.
Queen Elizabeth is low on mana. Looks like she just used the last little bit to throw an E.
All I'm saying is it's pretty unfriendly to play a double mage bot lane. makes me pretty sad.
They're out for blood after the past 2 games. I will totally respect their picks for that.
Back in my day, a bot lane was 2 people with ranged AD attacks slapping each other. Oh, Crab is going to get ganked up here by Lord of Admirals. Zammy's taken pretty low, but Crab does get stunned. Flashes away from the Q from Zammy. Oh, wait, he's going to suplex Admiral into his turret. Jester's here to clean up. I don't know if Jester can clean up Zammy, but I certainly think he's going to give it all he's got. Oh, Zammy has a sliver of health, and I think he's going to get out here. I just narrowly. Hold on, don't finish your back yet. I need a health count. He's got 50 HP on the money. Oh, Peach is taken incredibly low here. And there is the ability to ult here from Alpha. Peach is not quite 6 yet, so he can't save himself with his ultimate.
Greg might be looking for something here. He is holding on to his stun.
And it looks like Jester's going to 1v1 Shelly down here. He is getting taken pretty low by Shelly here, though. I'd like to see him put a little more distance between him and the camp on this ranged jungler. He does take it, and hopefully picks it up. And it looks like he's going to eat some fruit. This Desperado bot lane did have to reset there. I'm not going to say they had to. They chose to reset there so that Xerath and Lux could both pick up their books of infinite mana.
Yeah, that only spells out more trouble for both Ravane and Peach here.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to have as many mana problems now, and they can just keep absolutely poking them. Chaosix gets hit by the stun, but it doesn't look like Greg wants to follow up on it at the moment. You can't say I blame him. It's all fun and games until Akali dashes 60 times at you. It looks like he went Trinity Force first on Udyr. I like it.
Really nice, because Udyr makes great use out of that item just between constantly switching forms, so...
Let my uneducated self go take a read. I know the gist of what it does.
Are you referring to the Trinity Force, or...?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what new Trinity Force does exactly. Oh, Jester is going to gank the spot lane here. I'm probably a couple seconds behind. But it looks like they're going to get out just fine. They're going to take Jester pretty low here. I'd like to see...
going on mid.
Oh, it's going to look like Greg is going to hit the ult, but... Oh man, Manbear Pig is taken pretty low, and he's looking for the kill, but he's going to make it out. But Tibbers is not giving up. Tibbers has blood on the brain. Chaosix is taken pretty low. Crab is right there behind him, but I don't think Crab's going to be able to do anything about it right now.
I guess back to quick answer your question about the Trinity Force. It's almost like a mini Conqueror. Gives you a percentage of your base AD. I believe it's 5% per stack.
Let's see. Gives you 20 movement speed for 3 seconds. And if they're a champion, you get 6 AD for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It looks like it's scaling AD. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
we do have a
Admiral's
fight
just
going
brought
on in the bot
down.
lane.
Ooh, as
Admiral's gonna fall. Oh, Zammy's gonna pick up the kill on Greg, though. Zammy's gonna kick Jester into the team. My game's gonna freeze. Chaosix is gonna pick up the kill on Jester, and Chaosix is looking for blood here on Peach. Oh, Alpha's gonna send Peach into the Shadow Realm here. I think they're gonna try and take Ravane down here, but I don't know if this is very well informed. And I think Crab is just gonna have a boxing match with the turret. Oh, Crab is teleporting in. He's feeling a little overzealous here, I think. Oh, never mind. Oh no. This spells trouble for Alpha. I think he might have overstayed his welcome a little bit. No, Crab went the other way, I guess because of Chaosix. Man, it's proving really hard to call these when my game keeps freezing.
Yeah, I'm having some issues as well, so I don't think it might just be Riot's client this evening. It's unfortunate, but we'll do the best we can, that's for sure.
Okay, Crab is going to slam into the team. Crab is taken low. He does hit the W on Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth walks away with no health. Tibbers absolutely freezes while slapping Admiral. Admiral's taken pretty low there. Oh, it looks like Zammy is there to clean up Peach. Greg is going to run after Zammy here. I think Zammy might just hop the wall. He doesn't seem to have it. Tibbers is wailing on him. He's hit the blast cone. Ravane looks like she's going to be there to clean it up. And that is a kill on Ravane on Zammy. Chaosix is here on this dragon. Jester is pretty low, playing a dangerous game. There comes the Luxold. Admiral is close to Jester, but Jester's going to pick him off from a distance. And it looks like Chaosix and Jester and Admiral are both going to fall to Annie here.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I'm enjoying this match so far. It's rather even. I mean, looking at gold values, you got just barely a lead over on Team Desperado. So, looking at about 200, 100 gold is what it's fluctuating between.
Yeah, now there is a 2 Drake advantage going over here to this ninja team.
Looks like Jester's kind of taking advantage of the downtime and just clearing out his topside jungle camps.
Alright, I have figured out... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, looks like Admirals was hovering the bot side, but he was spotted by a ward.
Yeah, I think he's just going to opt to go do a little bit of geology down here. I have figured out a keyboard shortcut to fast forward, so that makes this a little more viable. This wave clear coming across from the Desperado team is just absolutely wild. Looks like they might be waiting for the cheeky kill here. Alpha's taking really low. Alpha is putting out some damage, though. Peach and Alpha are going to trade. It's just Ravane and Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth is on the run. Admirals is there, though. Ravane's going to take Admiral, or... Words. They're difficult. Ravane killed lots of people and then died. And Crab is just doing it as he does, though. Zammy does have the perk of having 2 kills there. Oh, Jester is invading Manbear Pig here. Greg has also arrived, and they just absolutely destroy Jester. Oh, Zammy's going in on Pistol Crab. Pistol Crab's taken pretty low. He's kicked. He doesn't quite reach the turret. He's going to get ulted by Pistol Crab here. And Crab might fall here. Crab does, in fact, fall to Zammy. The Gore Drinker heal coming in really clutch there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once Lee Sin gets you down low, that Q just does more and more damage to you, so...
There is a small skirmish breaking down in the bot lane, but the binding does miss coming across from Queen Elizabeth here. But Chaosix is going in very hard on Ravane here, but he is stunned by the Annie ultimate. But it looks like they're going to keep the fight going. He's going in hard on Jester. He is going to fall to Greg here. Greg is becoming very large very quickly. And one of the last things you want in your game is a fed Annie, because then she just drops a teddy bear on you and your ADC doesn't exist anymore. Zammy takes the first turret, even after roaming quite a bit.
Looks like Admirals is gonna cut down that Rift Herald. He's doing it rather quick as well.
Yeah, he's going to take it, and it looks like he's trying to see about stealing some camps here. But I don't think fighting Jester is the play, so he's going to bow out for the time being. We have hit a bit of a lull period here. Crab's hovering around mid. Looks like he's moving into the blue side jungle. Lux is right there, but I don't think he knows.
Chat's been very quiet this game.
Chat's just absolutely letting us down. Feels bad, man. Greg is waiting in the bush. Chaosix is roaming a little close. And Greg decided he didn't want to fight the 2v1, walks away. And Pistol Crab is engaged in long-range combat with Eliza Bear.
Peach was able to get a ward down in that pixel bush and river. It's like they're definitely contesting this ocean drag.
Crab is gonna...
does not want to...
Crab flashes in, but they are just eating a ton of artillery damage coming across from Alpha here. But they do accomplish getting this Desperado lineup away from the Dragon Pit. Oh, but here comes Pistol Crab, slamming Admiral, freezing my game per usual. It looks like nobody's died yet. Admiral's taken pretty low, runs towards the bot lane to help Shelly take this turret here. And it looks like the rest of the Desperado team wants to skirmish for this dragon. The ult does come through just a little bit early for Eliza Bear, so Jester's going to get the smite secure.
Zammy might not have a way out here. But it does
looks
look
like his
they're kinda
team is
backing
going to
up.
be there to back him up. Okay, Osix the overextended. He is going to go in on Jester here. Zammy's there for backup, and we are going to see a flash over the wall. Chaosix comes over the wall, putting a lot of damage on Jester. Jester goes down, and Chaosix is... Oh, he actually... It looks like Annie is going to fall. Pistol Crab and Zammy are just slapping each other. Chaosix is somehow still breathing. My game is frozen. This game is starting to swing over towards Desperado. Admiral's really big right now. Lee Sin's really big right now. Ravane does pick up a kill on Chaosix, though.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at about a 2k gold lead sitting over on Team Desperado right now. I will give Lord of Admirals props. During that whole dragon fight, he was able to pick up 2 turrets in the bot lane. Definitely cracking open that side of the map a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely setting up for future endeavors here. I'll tell you what, I would like to see Alpha be a little more aggressive with that Xerath ult. He seems a little hesitant to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, between his Ludens and Sorcerer Shoes, like, that's you're stacking up quite a bit of magic pen there. Like, if you look at Peach's magic resist, he has 33 magic resist. You're essentially dealing true damage to him when you're hitting abilities on him. So I don't think he's taking full advantage of what God's given him.
Jester just absolutely one combos him. Good old Graves damage. You'll love to see it. But yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with, especially on these dragon fights where you want to try to push them back. There's definitely a lot of value in opening up with that Xerath ult to try to get some of the higher priority targets low. And it looks like they are content with just sieging mid for the time being, but they are going to lose their wave. Clearing out vision here on this blue side of the map. Admirals is there. Greg is there. It looks like Greg's gonna bow out once Eliza Bear shows up. And Jester gets half hit by an E from Eliza Bear. I like it.
Yeah, again, I think hopefully that was a little bit of an eye opener for him. I mean, they're definitely not playing to their full advantage, playing to long range casters like that.
Yeah, they don't seem to be fully confident in their damage. Oh, Pistol Crab is going to go in. He does get CC'd immediately, but they put a ton of damage on Eliza Bear there. Sammy's going to kick Crab back into his team. And I think they're just going to bow out here. Admiral is in a bit of a bad spot here. He might get collapsed on here. Admiral needs to start running away. He does get out. Chaosix goes in. Not Chaosix. It do be like that. Jester goes in.
It is getting late for you, probably.
It's that, and on top of the game keeps stuttering. And
With Eliza Bear being dead, they don't have options for wave clear besides Alpha here, and it looks like they're able to pick up at least one mid turret.
And it does create the issue of Alpha wants to be putting that damage on the enemy champions. Because, man, when he's hitting these abilities, he's just absolutely dealing damage.
Oh, Peach brought down to 3 health.
He canceled the ult a little early.
I wonder if he had accidentally issued a move command or something.
Yeah, I can't say I've never done that before.
Oh,
Crab is going to get the W off, but he's going to fall to Chaosix here. Chaosix is taken very, very low by the turret. And as we see Admiral pinging, we do have this Drake in 35. We have no ults for the bot lane or the mid lane for Desperado right now, but Zami does have access to his roundhouse kick. Greg is a little out of position, but he seems to walk out of there okay. It looks like Alpha's going to try and take this turret. Looks like we might have some cheeky bush cheese coming around from this ninja lineup down here. Or not the ninja lineup, excuse me, Desperado lineup. Oh, Jester's gonna go in.
Sub half health. Fortunately, not enough. You do have the Soraka ambulance just wee-wooing around.
Oh, Zami is going to absolutely burst Jester, but he's also going to fall here. So all we have left right now is Eliza Bear and Admirals in this fight, and I don't know if they can quite win the 2v3.
Yeah, Greg does seem to be holding on to his stun just for that little extra bit of CC for Lord of Admirals, so I believe this might be Soul Point falling over to Team Ninja.
Eliza Bear is caught alone. Yeah, I think that's going to be Soul.
Yeah, that was a very chaotic fight for sure. I mean, it definitely had the possibility of swaying both ways, don't get me wrong, but I think in the end it just kind of fell down to Team Ninja having a little bit more CC.
Yeah, and Admiral just got absolutely blown up by Vayne there.
Do you have another TP coming in from Zane?
Oh, the dragon is stolen by Alpha with the Xerath ult. Chaosix cleans up an ult here. Greg does have access to his stun. Chaosix needs to respect that stun. See, that's what we like to see. I like to see that ult come across, and you take a dragon with it.
That is huge, because that is just another level of sustain.
Oh, and he flashes in on Alpha and just absolutely mauls him. We definitely see some very different playstyle from these players than what we get to see in the Community Cup, and I like it.
Yeah, I would say some of these champions definitely aren't meta. I'm not saying that they're not playable by any means. Don't want to offend anyone, but
you definitely could see people on more fun picks than just what's super good.
Right, just what fits into a 5v5 competitive scene.
Like, I really like the Lee Sin top from Zami. He's doing pretty well on it. I like seeing Peach on the Soraka. And I like seeing Chaosix on the Akali. Oh, it looks like Zammy is going to get jumped up top lane here by Pistol Crab and Jester. He's going to get under his turret here, though. He does not have access to an ult anymore. He's already burned it, and he is going to fall to Crab and Jester. Although Admiral is here, Jester's going to go down to Alpha here. Pistol Crab may also go down. He may have access to the W, I'm not sure. He's going to get stunned for a little too long to burn it either way, and he's going to fall. Ravane also gets caught out by the Akali.
That is a huge shutdown going on at Chaosix right there. That was a 700 gold shutdown, or 700 gold total, 400 gold shutdown.
It looks like they're going to go for the Baron here. They seem to have the damage for it, but a well-timed Tibbers over the wall could change the direction of this. And it looks like they're going to stay on it regardless, but Greg could very well get a double here if he goes in. It looks like the rest of the team's just going to work to keep Greg back, but as long as Greg has that stun, he is a threat. Oh, he drops the Tibbers to block the E. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it stopped the Baron.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate there. I think...
Oh, Tibbers has beef with Baron, apparently. Tibbers, I don't think you win this fight, buddy. Walk away. Oh, Jester is going to go down Chaosix. Chaosix taken pretty low. Jester does not manage to hit the ult on Chaosix, but a couple autos may be able to do it. Oh, Peach taken very low by Alpha here. Oh, here comes Alpha with that aggressive ult. But Peach is going to be able to ult to save himself there. I think right now, if you're this ninja team, I think you want to start trying to secure Baron a little more. They have no vision on it right now, and it is very much warded up by Desperado.
Yeah, I might have to disagree with you there, just due to the fact that I think they're going to want to keep Baron up for the fact that that forces Team Desperado into a position where they have to choose between preventing Soul or just going for Baron.
Yeah, I don't think they take it right now. I just think that they try to get vision control.
Right.
Because information.
Dragon spawn.
Admiral is going to go in here on Jester. He does put off across a lot of damage on Jester. He's going to turn and go on Greg. Stopwatch is overpowered. Call your congressman. Oh, never mind. It's Azonia's. It's fine. Greg is going to fall to Admiral here. Scuttle Crab taken really low. Scuttle Crab is also going to fall to Admiral here. Pistol Crab is lurking here, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do in the 1v3. I think he's just hovering to see if he can get anything going.
Yeah, it looks like Lord of Admirals is more focused on cracking open the mid lane now. They do dive Peach under turret. It's an unfortunate circumstance when you have a Lee Sin and Udyr diving you.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do, but hope that you're on good terms with whatever higher power you're going to see.
Right.
So that is going to be a second Drake going over to this Desperado roster. Freezing.
So we're looking at about a 2,500 gold lead for Desperado. I think with this, I'd like to see them again. Yeah, now that Dragon's off the map, less and less of a threat. At least they have another few minutes opened up where they don't have to worry about Soul Point going over to ninjas. Maybe attempt a Baron here.
I think they're a little too spread out for it right now. I think Admiral wants to just steal camps, and then looks like he's going to go back. And Crab walks right by him, no idea he was there. So I don't know. What's your play right now? If you're Desperado, you're very quickly moving into the driver's seat.
I believe here, again, like you mentioned it before, I think it's just setting up vision on Baron, possibly baiting out a fight. Of course, I speak too soon. Liza Bear does get caught out, but they do catch
Jester is
out their
going to
jungler.
fall. Greg's also going to fall here to Zammy. Pretty big ult coming across from Alpha, putting off plenty of damage. Ravane and Peach are still standing. Crab is hard shoving that bot lane. So what do you do
Right.
here? Do you take the Baron or do you go answer Pistol Crab?
I think you look to push it, or pressure Baron. That'll draw Pistol out of the bot lane. He does have TP up, so I think baiting that out will draw out his TP.
Oh, and they do have a ward on Baron Pit now, so if Crab wants to teleport into that, he can. And Peach is perfectly content with just throwing comets over. Oh, Zammy doesn't have any CC to stop the teleport, though. So Pistol Crab is going to be able to teleport in. I don't know if he saw the ward in the pit. Chaotix is taken really low by Ravane. Admirals is not going to be able to get close enough quickly enough. Zammy does get on Ravane, though. Zammy does not have access to his ultimate. My game freezes. We're having riveting gameplay. Peach is going to fall to Queen Eliza Bear.
Zammy does flash.
Chaotix.
Looks like Desperados is brought off.
Oh, looks like
low.
Jester's going to flash, but he's going to get stunned by Alpha, and he's going to get taken very low. Zammy looking for the kill. He's going to kick Crab, and I think they're just going to shake hands and all walk away for the time being. A lot of ultimates available on the side of Ninja here. They have access to Set, Graves, Annie, and Peach, or Soraka ultimate when Soraka's back up. It looks like they might just be moving up to apply some pressure here. Oh,
Yeah,
Queen
again,
Elizabeth does have to flash away from Crab as she gets caught in the jungle.
Okay. Yeah,
she's
I'd really like
oh,
to
yeah.
see Eliza Bear and Alpha just really they're wave clearing machines. The champions they have are great at doing so.
Yeah, I agree. They could very much shove these lanes in very quickly.
And just as long as they have good peripheral wards, I think sieging is definitely an option here. Again, they're kind of delaying the inevitable. I don't know if they want to keep kind of 50-50ing these soul point dragons.
Yeah, and the longer this game goes on, Ravane's going to become more and more of a problem as he gets farmed up too.
Speaking of Ravane and just the champions in general, kind of looking at their items builds, it does look like
Eliza Bear is caught out by Crab here. She does get taken very low, and she's going to fall to Crab. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just kind of going through their items, so it looks like Graves has that. Graves was able to pick up the Gale Force, and he's got the Ludens. Like a lot of the standard mythics from what I'm seeing here. So...
I'm sorry, Graves has a Ludens?
Oh, I meant to say Annie. If I misspoke, I apologize. Graves has a Gale Force.
My senality
just-
is rubbing off on you.
But just able to further close that gap with that. I think looks like Peach is taking pretty low, sub half
He
health.
does burn his ult. He ate a couple of warning shots from Alpha.
It is interesting to see that Peach does not have any magic resist for the fact that they went into a double mage bot lane.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Peach pick up something, even if it's just like Merc Treads.
I think a Merc Treads or a Banshees would have been extremely valuable to him.
Yeah, I think Banshees would have been very solid here, and that is a third Drake going the way of Desperado here. Admiral's weaving in and out, doing what he needs to do here. Chaotix's taken pretty low, but he does Hourglass. Jester is blown up by Eliza Bear. Crab looks like he might fall here too.
Looks like this might be the perfect time for them to bear, and Peach is super low, ultimate not available to heal himself.
Oh, I think Zammy's sniffing it out. Oh, Peach just surrenders. Yeah, I definitely think that if you're this Desperado team right now, you want to look for that Baron. Because Vayne is still alive, so I'm not sure how much you can siege with Gret and Ravane alive here.
Greg does have ultimate available, so it is possible for them to possibly pick it out. I know Annie has a rather large cast range for her ultimate.
Yeah, I think that they've wasted a little too much time now. They are looking to establish vision control on Baron.
Gold leads
Yeah.
right now. Desperado's up about 3K. Looks like they're waiting for someone to come and ward here. Eliza Baron Alpha. Definitely a possibility for them to burst someone if it's not Pistol Crab. Everyone else on the enemy team is pretty squishy, and besides the Merc Treads on the Graves and the Wit's End on the Vayne, there's not a whole lot of magic resist being built.
Excuse me. Yeah, I agree. I think you can still put across a lot of damage if you're Alpha or Eliza Bear, because that MR only does so much against all the pin that you have built up between the Ludens, the Sork Shoes.
Don't think they have enough damage in CC to hold down the Admirals.
It does not appear that they do. But again, I think this clock is ticking. They've got to kind of quit playing footsies and try to make something happen.
Right. I mean, it will be soul point regardless, like it is now. Beyond this, it's kind of a coin flip as to who will get it. I mean, Team Desperado has certainly rallied, and they've picked up the last 3 Ocean Drakes for themselves.
Yeah, like I said, I would like to see an attempt at the Baron here again. They've definitely got more than enough prio for it, but it looks like Crab is going to try and split push this bot lane.
Yeah, both Heat and Zami do have TP available. It does look like Zami is recalling to match that split push bot.
I'm thinking they're going to start this Baron. Oh, they've decided against, I guess. Oh, and there's a pink ward in the bush, but Alpha wisely decides to walk away as he sees the enemy team. There is a fight breaking out in mid lane here. Greg is taken pretty low. Admirals just doesn't seem to be able to close the distance and get in. The ult does come through from Alpha. He just doesn't quite hit on the money like he needs to. Greg does have stun and ult available. Jester is going to go in and absolutely one-shot Eliza Bear. Admirals is in there, but I'm not sure what all he can do right now. Chaosix is going to go in an Hourglass. Oh, Graves is going to blow up Admiral. Chaosix is still in there, but that Jester is absolutely thwacking them.
I believe this might be Baron falling over to Ninja right now.
Yeah, and this just plays into what we were saying of this clock just keeps ticking. I think this Desperado roster just got a little too complacent with letting the waves push. And when you're against champions that scale really well, like Graves, Annie, Vayne.
Ravane scales. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, Ravane scales. You put yourself on a clock, and I think that clock may be winding out to expire.
Right. It does look like they're looking at Soul Point now. They all did reset. They were able to spend the gold that they all just picked up from that triple kill spread between them and the Baron gold as well. So
now the gold lead has shifted over to this Ninja roster. And it looks like they are in a good place to take this dragon. And Ravane does have a GA now, which just makes him that much harder to deal with.
Peaches brought down sub half health from that Sarah.
Yeah, Zami is also really low now. So it's a mostly even playing field. Oh, red team takes the dragon. That is the dragon over for this Ninja roster. Admirals is getting very quickly bursted. Chaosix is in trouble. He's hit by the Q from the Annie. Looks like he's going to try to walk out, but Pistol Crab is right on his heels. And then Ravane gets the autos.
Yeah, I think that might be game there. Death timers are just crazy long at this point. Got about 45 seconds before Chaosix and Lord of Admirals come back up.
Alpha putting out a valiant effort to put out some damage. I just don't think he's going to be able to do enough to stop this siege. And Jester is just dodging skill shots like he's got happy feet. Oh, Zammy does hit the Q.
Playing a game of dodgeball right now, that's all I can say.
It's Dance Dance Revolution all over again in League of Legends. Oh, Zammy is going to go in on Jester. Jester does have a stopwatch available, though.
Chester's just about fully healed now. Between
Little Soraka.
Soraka Ambulance and the
Bloodthirster.
yeah, it's just yeah, just looking at it, Soraka W is healing. I mean, healing set for almost 300 health. I don't know if it was a burst heal on the Graves or not. He recovered about 600 health between the Bloodthirster.
Oh, Greg gets the cheeky stun on Eliza Bear. Eliza Bear falls. Crab is chilling in the bush. They jump Admiral. Ravane is there. Admiral's taken very low. Is he quick enough to get out? It looks like he is. He burns his ghost. And it looks like he's just going to go to pick up some farm in the top lane. Crab is going to slam down Chaosix, but Crab is currently in a 2v3. It's a 2v2 now. Everybody's showing up. Zammy's taking... Zammy does survive for the time being. They're going to finish up the kill. Greg's going to take it. Stopwatch coming across from Akali. Akali vanishes.
I'm going to be really interested to see these damage charts.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm curious how much damage Jester has done. That was a pretty competitive game. I just think at the very end that clock ran out and Ninja was able to pull it away.
Yeah, I think let's pull up the damage charts here real quick. It's actually pretty impressive. Alpha out-damaged everyone else in the game with over 40,000 damage.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing incredible damage throughout the game.
Yeah, you also had Pistol Crab. He was kind of trailing behind him a little bit with 33,000, 34,000, as well as Jester. Again, closer to 34,000. But
Jester didn't quite do as much damage as I thought I did, but he really only started doing that big damage at the very end.
Right, just doing the scaling that we all know and love out of Graves.
Well, it was one heck of a matchup.
Peach was healed almost 31,000 health that game.
It was one heck of a matchup that we got to just enjoy, and some incredible casting attached to it. Guys, you got anything to wrap up? You did a fantastic job casting that set of games.
It was fun to be here. I enjoyed the games.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed it. Trivia was a fantastic start off to the night. I think, again, I think we should do that again. Appreciate you having me. It was my first time casting, so it was great to be here.
Well, both these, at least Clag Strong, aka Menards, will be joining us for the analyst test this upcoming weekend for finals. But let's hop in real quick. If that's it, guys, we're going to go interview our winning all-star team, the Ninjas. Team Ninja.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Steve.
What's up?
Hey, do y'all have a time for an interview?
Yeah, it's me.
Admiral, get out of here. Get out of here. Trash interview.
Oh my god, Menards? Are you interviewing our whole team?
Yes.
Okay.
Except Admirals.
Yeah. You got him in here.
Okay, all right. Guys, great job playing that set of 3. It was fun seeing the draft. It was fun seeing the ARAM. I think that was a pretty hype match. And then this blind pick was probably the most hype of them all. Seeing just everything staying so close all the way up until the bitter end. Let's start in the top lane. Tell me about that top lane matchup, Crab.
In the miserable third game or the great first game?
Let's go with the great one first.
Oh yeah, Tom Kench, great champion. Team did a lot of good work. Yeah, it was good. Third game, he solo killed me top lane. It was very sad for me. It felt like the J4 tournament all over again. Yep.
Well, it looked like a uphill fight, but you guys did walk away with the W. And let's hop over to the mid lane. We're not going to talk about the mid lane matchup. We are going to talk about the incredible jungle fight at Clash of Titans. Jester playing into Lord of Admirals. It was a very close matchup. You guys really put on a clinic in both of the Summoner's Rift games, and it was fun seeing you in the ARAM. Jester, tell me about your experience tonight.
Through the first split that I played, we made it to finals, and the person that I had the hardest issue with was Pistol Crab, so it made it a lot easier to actually have him on my team now. Contrary to that, playing against Admirals is really stressful because I feel like he's constantly knowing where I am, so he's counter jungling all the time, especially when he was playing Udyr and I kept coming back to my red side or blue side and seeing all my jungle camps gone.
Well, it was a fun match to watch in terms of a jungle. Seeing Lord Admirals having to play into Graves was a change of pace, but I feel, just to compliment him since he is in the chat, I loved seeing that Udyr game, and his positioning was something else. But Jester, you walked away with the W, and what a heck of a game to end on with.
I'm just saying I'm undefeated against Admirals, just saying.
I think we could get some. We need to see this jungle matchup a few more times. All right, well, let's talk about the bot lane matchup. Peach and Ravane. Ravane not feeling very risky tonight, sticking to his namesake. Tell me about this bot lane matchup that you guys enjoyed.
Which game?
Any of them.
Well, game 2 was like a traditional bot lane. We got the Yuumi, and then the team came through. They protect the Vayne.
That was game 1.
Oh, sorry, game 1. And then the last game was like the most stressful lane ever.
Horrible.
Because there's 2 mages just shooting stuff at us, and we gotta sit under tower. And then Udyr came, and I thought everyone was gonna die, but it worked out.
Well, it certainly looked like a whole lot of fun. Now, both teams were voted on by our community, so I just want to say thank you to the community, and thank you to the guys that played the All-Star match. This wasn't a mandatory thing. There's no real... I think with the format, it's very clear to see that this was a for-fun format, and everybody looked like they were having a quote-unquote good time. I mean, us watching it at least had a good time. If you guys were miserable Game 3, that's your own stupid blind picks. But I can say this. Seeing community members highlighted in these games is fun, and I hope maybe we can do something like this again in the future. Well, folks, again, this was a product of donations. Your charity work in our community allowed us to have a fun event like this. So please, at our this weekend, as we close out our finals for the GMA Gaming Community Cup, we ask that you consider donating. We are trying to reach our final goal of $750. That's going to allow us to really complete the goals we had set at the start of the year, as well as allow you guys to see what kind of event we have coming up following this, and you are going to want to know these details as soon as possible. Trust me when I tell you that. Well, from all of us at the GMA Gaming production team and all our players that played tonight, thank you. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the Rift.